jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Good afternoon, everyone. World Combat Sports Media back at it again. I have the pleasure of interviewing the one and only Mr. Rick Glaser in the building. How you doing, man?
Scotty, thank God there's only one of me.
Hey, appreciate you, stopping back through the channel. It's a lot that we have to unwrap there, Rick. I know you have the answers. I like to think I do. I get paid for a lot of my answers. This is not one place I get paid. I'm here because of you. My pleasure to be here tonight. And I'm always here to support you, Scotty. You do a great job. And just glad that you asked me to be on again. And I'm glad to be here. Matter of fact, I even called you. When am I going to be on again? So I'm happy to be here. Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We had a little hiatus, but I seen you on True School Sports. Shout out to True School Sports. I was watching that interview over there. You know?
Yeah, I try never to be at a loss for words.
I gotta ask you right off the bat there, Rick. Right off the bat, what was your thought process on Devin Haney become undisputed?
I was very happy for him. You know, I'm an American first, a great American at that. I loved it. I loved that he had the gumption to go over there with or without his father, with or without his trainer, Ben Davidson, without his cut man. Well, he didn't find out that till after the fact, but until he's already over there. But it took balls. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. I couldn't be happier that he's the undisputed world lightweight champion. I mean, it's great. It's great for boxing. It's great for Devin. It's a career calling card. It's a ticket to the Hall of Fame. And it took a lot of moxie to go out over there and fight in front of what I believe it was 44,000 people. And if there was 6 people rooting for him, I didn't hear him.
Did you have some type of shock, at the way he handled Kambosos so easily with the basic fundamentals of boxing?
No, because that's Floyd Mayweather's style of boxing. Hit, move, hold when you have to. Hit, move when you hold when you have to. And people complained about it. I said, you can't blame Haney because George Kambosos couldn't execute or didn't have a plan B.
Correct.
You can't blame Haney for being so good. That's like craziness, What'd you think? Haney was going to stand there in the pocket and roll, and I mean, fight like Joe Frazier? That wasn't happening. He was fighting like Floyd Mayweather. That's his style, and he executed it brilliantly. I had no problem with the way he fought. People said he was boring. Well, every fight's not a brawl. It's boxing's a science. It's called the sweet science, and he put on a master class, and he showed greatness in that fight, absolute greatness. And I couldn't be happier for the guy. I had my run-in on Fred's show with his father and all that, but when it was over with, he was, during the halfway through, he was Sir and Mr. Glaser. I went from the prick to Sir and Mr. Glaser. It's just the way it is. Sometimes, the father was a little bit of a hard head. Remember, he's never had another fighter. So he's doing a hell of a job with the kid, but the kid's a natural talent too. So I couldn't be happier for Devin. I'm proud to call him an American, as I feel that I'm a great American, and just the way it is. So I'm very happy for him. It's great for boxing.
Yeah, I know y'all had y'all interaction and everything, and that really wasn't the preface of asking you that. I just know.
No, I know it wasn't. It was not. You didn't ask a pointed question. You asked a question in generality. I get it.
And I have to ask you this: heading into that fight, with how you felt about Devin as a fighter and so forth, his fighting style. What do you feel into that fight?
I put it up on Twitter that it took a guy with big balls to do what he did. Went over there without his father, without his trainer, the other side of the world, and fight in front of a hostile crowd. We knew he was going to fight in front of a huge hostile crowd, and I knew the style he would definitely win with, and that's what he used: jab, 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 move, slip, move, get away, hold when you had to, and it was a master class. He held so well that the referee never took a point away. That's how good he was at it. I mean,
he also fed him that jab there, Rick. He force fed him that jab the whole fight.
Oh my God. And I want to tell you something what people don't understand. Larry Holmes knocked out 2 fighters with a jab. Okay, maybe 3. I think Zanone and Ange Vestavelista, the Spaniard. He doesn't knock anybody out with the jab. He flicks it at you and blinds you with it and hits you again and again and again with the same punch. He's not trying to take you out. And he sets up his right hand with it. He sets up a little bit of a left hook to the body. And he did what he had to do. It was a master class. I have nothing negative to say. Kid did a great job. He showed a lot of poise under pressure. He fought as good as you can fight in the sense that he didn't get hit a lot. He completely outclassed the other guy. Now, like I said, I'm a boxing purist, and it was a clinic. But some people want everything to be a Pier 6 brawl, and why would you get in a Pier 6 brawl when you have that kind of skill and that kind of speed and that kind of ring mentality that you don't need to be in a Pier 6 brawl? So there's your answer right there.
Now, I appreciate it. Do you think after that lopsided performance, that Devin Haney gave him, do you think Cambozo will enact?
I like that, Cambozo. Was that a Freudian slip, Cambozo?
I mean, I've been calling him that since he came out the chute acting like he wanted to clear any doubt and fight Haney, but yet he wanted to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. You know that. He wanted to fight Lomachenko. He didn't want to fight.
Yeah, of course. What do I think? I hoped that Gambosis uses his common sense and he goes into a Richard Kami fight who he should be able to beat. And then maybe a Lomachenko fight, him and Lomachenko fight, then the winner fights Haney, something like that. I know he's guaranteed a lot of money, but he could beat Kami and get a real good payday for that, especially over in Australia. And then he can come back and fight Jurov, not Jurov, excuse me, Lomachenko. Okay, and he doesn't really.
What is Devin supposed to do? Is he supposed to wait till he finishes?
Well, Devin, I don't know that. They'll make a deal. Remember, Aram's the power broker here. He's got the TV. Cambosis doesn't have shit without Aram.
Correct.
So there's part of your answer right there. And he's about Haney. He's in the Haney business. He's in the Shakur business, and he's in the Loma business. He's not in the Cambosis business. So there's your answer right there.
No doubt. How's the wife been?
Mind you, he's got a rematch clause, but he'd be foolish to exercise it. Go beat Kami, get millions for that, and then go fight Lomachenko and get millions for that. He'll beat Kami. And he'll have a great shot to beat Lomachenko at this age. At this point, Lomachenko's like 34 years old, inactive. He had shoulder surgery. There's a lot of issues there. So he's got a great shot to beat. And you know where that fight's going to be. That fight's going to be in Australia again.
What, with Lomachenko?
Yeah, you'd think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So how's the wife been?
I just took her to a real nice, classy Mexican restaurant, and it was very nice. We just had dinner there, and just doing our thing. She's out on the patio, and she's not out on the patio. I thought she was. She went to the store or something. But anyways, to make a long story short, the marriage is wonderful. It'll be 9 years in November. And I do it all over again tomorrow. And this time I'd even pay for the whole marriage license, not half.
How was Dubai? Y'all was out in Dubai. How was that trip?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You was on business, or it was
Oh
half and
yeah.
half?
Well, she was on pleasure. I was on business. So yeah, it was great. Had a wonderful time. Stayed, first class all the way. Everything. Business class, which is the old first class, international flight, Turkish Air both ways. Let's see what else happened. 5-star hotel, 5-star. Every meal was a 5-star place, but one. And that was the night before the fights. We went to this pub, and the premises where the fights were. Other than that, it was fantastic. I couldn't. It was a lifetime memory trip.
Okay, that's what's up.
My
You
wife had
know,
a great line. Everything was so expensive over there. My wife had a great line when we came back. She goes, "Rick, was everything really expensive over there?" I said, "Oh, it was unbelievably expensive." She says, "There was nothing cheap about Dubai, okay, until my husband left."
damn, dog. Man, you and your one-liners, man, for real.
We get
Hey,
along great. She busts my chops. She keeps me alive all the time. So she says if you want to be tough on Twitter or tough with people in business, that's one thing. She goes, don't bring it in this home. I said, okay, I won't. So you know how it goes. Okay, a marriage is a give and take thing, and you
yeah,
got to be able to give and take. You know what I mean? You just
no
you just
doubt.
do. You know what I mean? Listen, if there's 3 eggs left, okay, and she wants all 3, she's getting them. I'm just glad she doesn't like eggs. Keep going.
Hey, I believe in the give and take. It's give in the beginning, and then at the divorce is take, take, take.
No, 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 no. We're not getting divorced.
I'm talking
She.
about. I'm talking about generalization for me.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. No,
For
but we
me.
we got a great marriage. I like I said, I would do it all over again tomorrow. She's great, and she feels the same way about me. I think she does, anyways.
Hey, in the scheme of things, there, Rick, what do you want to happen? What do you want to see with the lightweight division? You've had pretty much 4 franchise champions in that division. I mean, that's the most out of any other division. If he doesn't get Cambosis next, who would you like to see him fight for the good of boxing?
I would like to see him fight Lomachenko. I would like to see him fight Shakur Stevenson. Have him Shakur Stevenson move up to 235.
35.
Have him fight Shakur Stevenson. I'd like to see him fight Ryan Garcia. I would like to see him fight Tank Davis. One of those guys. Fight some name guys. I don't think Devin Haney's going to go back to doing the Eddie Hearn thing, fight all these nobodies and halves and
Yeah.
stiffs and everything else. I think they may give him a pass next time where, okay, you just won the undisputed, you want to fight somebody, but then they'll want to extend the contract, top rank and stuff. We'll give you a stiff, but then you got to give us 3 more fights after that, something like that. That's how they do it. So
What do you
it's
what do
the
you know
it's the
about the
business of
contract?
boxing.
Hey, what do you know about that contract as far as he got 2.8 or something like that, and he's supposed to get like 30%. Is he going if in the rematch or his next fight, will he get paid more than that from what your knowledge is, or he'll get paid the same?
Oh, you get paid more than that, but I don't know how much you get paid.
Oh, okay.
It won't be the same. Trust me. He,
Okay.
he he's going to call some shots, but don't forget, Top Rank's got this is I'm going to tell you. Haney needs Top Rank because he needs ESPN. He
Correct.
fought on that app long enough. Not enough people saw him fight on the DAZN app. Not enough people are getting it in America, and he needs to fight on ESPN in America and Sky TV over in the UK, and Bob Arum's got Top Rank's got a deal with Sky, so his fights will be over there. I'm sure. I'm sure Fox Australia would be interested in buying it after he beat Gambosis. I think that he's going to be a good commodity for ESPN. Also, he'll do good ratings, but I also believe he needs ESPN desperately to grow his brand.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he definitely picked up another layer of his fan base, with that undisputed. especially over here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about the fans over in Australia like that, but over here in the U.S., it did set them up for some big
No, but
names
what
that
I'm
people are
saying is
looking to
there'll be
see.
revenues generated from that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, you know, people said the same thing. They want to see Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia is a little sketchy to me. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that $20,000 bet he made with Errol Spence?
Not really.
He
I
just
didn't
he
pay
just made
attention.
the goofiest bet there, Rick. Right before the Javante Davis Rolly Romero fight, he betted Errol Spence $20,000, and he was betting on Rolly to beat Javante.
Well, he makes upwards of 750,000 a fight. So $20,000 to him is like me buying you lunch at McDonald's. So there you go.
Hey, what do you think about? Have you heard anything on the Errol Spence and Crawford situation? I mean, I know
It's
you
all
had to
it's
have
all
some type of
it,
rumor mill.
it's all BS right now. They're reporting things like it's going to be in October. Um, Spence sent Crawford a contract. When does Spence send contracts out? I mean,
Yeah, they're talking about it's 55-45. The deal's already signed.
it's all listen, stop. They're saying Earl signed it already. First of all, is you can't do pay-per-view in October. They're not no television network and no responsibility of a my wife just walked back in. So no TV network, no TV executive is going to go up against Major League Baseball and the playoffs and the World Series. There's not a prayer that would happen. That a guy would lose his job. You want to know the truth?
Oh, is that right?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, an executive that did that would lose his job. Now you could get away with a little pay per view, like some kind of small thing, like let's just say like Trevor Bryant and Daniel Dubois, small pay per view that doesn't going to do a lot of buys. That's different. But you can't get away with a big time pay per view where you need everybody to turn a profit. There's no way. You realize something? Let's just use the word. Let's just use the expression 600,000 buys. If they
Okay.
lose 10%, $60,000 at $80 a head, who can afford that? Right? Why would you go in October when you can go in November? When you don't have baseball anymore and nobody cares about NBA basketball and hockey right off the beginning of the season. You got to go in November.
I don't know who dropped that information, but you know, I
Oh,
had to ask
it's the
you, of course.
LDBCers. It's all the bullshit because they're trying to bait. Everybody's trying to bait like Crawford's not going to take the fight. You know, oh, he's not taking it. He's a scared. He overpriced himself. Earl doesn't send contracts out. Earl can't even read a contract if push came to shove. Trust me, he could read it. I'm not saying he can't read, but he wouldn't understand the language in a contract.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, number one. Number two is it ain't in October. Okay, so they can put that rumor to rest. Okay, that ain't happening. And once you tender a guy a contract, even forget about the first contract where they're still negotiating.
Yeah.
Okay, forget that. Let's just say it's the final contract as far as money goes. By the time the other terms are figured out, rematch clauses, okay, options, rematch clauses, plane tickets, hotel rooms, how many first class options, how long on site before are they paying for the hotel rooms for the fighter? You know, is he a month out, a week out? You know, all this stuff, and the wording of the contract, the wording amongst lawyers. Don't forget now, you don't have just Spence's lawyer and Crawford's lawyer. You got PBC lawyer, you got a Showtime lawyer, okay, and you got TV distributors, lawyers and stuff. So everybody's got to be in the same page with the wording in the contract in case of a postponement, a delay, the finances themselves. Once Crawford was agreed to the purse, there's still 2 months left over of negotiations of all types. Where okay, they just said, oh, he said Earl sent him a contract. Why is not back in there? All these people, that's hand job talk bullshit. I even told the one guy, Ray Jackson, who said that. I said, if you want free boxing lessons or boxing lessons, business boxing lessons, go get a hold of me. Here's my, what do you call it? My phone number is on my website. I mean, retarded shit. I got over 65 hits back on it from people on his thing. All his people saying, you're right. Yes, likes this, because it's craziness. They don't understand the business of boxing. This is funny about boxing. People that can pick winners, a fan, let's say a casual fan can pick winners, or a hardcore fan. That doesn't mean they understand the business of boxing. That's the sport. Okay, the guy picked 3 winners. He's an expert. No, you know the sport. You know what you're seeing. It's what you're not seeing that you don't understand. It's that simple. I understand the business. It's my business. 31 years. And these guys are telling me my business. I said to the one guy one day, what do you do for a living? He says, why? I said, because I'm not going to tell you what you do for a living, how to do it. Don't tell me how to do my business.
Yeah. Hey, what about Wilder Fury? One day in October last year? Wilder Fury, the trilogy, they was in October last year, right?
Yeah. What about it? I don't know. Was it the 18th?
Because you said pay-per-views,
well, that was because and it didn't do well. It didn't do well, if you remember. It did lousy. Okay. The reason why they had to go then, because they had a contract. Remember, they were going to go to court and get a court order. It was contractual.
And it had to be by October.
Yes, that's
why. You.
And look what it did. The first one did 887,000 buys or something like that, and the second one did 600 something. Look how many purchasers they lost. October is a bad month for pay-per-view. Historically, the best months are September, and the best month is November. Historically.
Hey, what did you hear about the numbers? And I don't really do numbers. That's why I'm asking to get some definitive answer. But the Rolly Gervonta Davis, you remember when the initial numbers came out, it was over 400,000. Then they came out with 200,000. What did you hear?
Listen, it's so bad, the number, that Showtime hasn't released it to the industry and the TV industry. You know how they release numbers on ratings and numbers for this, because it's a lot of things are sponsor generated, so you're always looking to. They haven't put it out yet. They're so embarrassed. They're waiting for the fucking dust to settle, and then they're going to sneak it in. Let me tell you, there's no way it did anywhere near that. It didn't do over 100. I can guarantee it didn't do over 150,000. I thought it would do 132 in that area, 133, in that area, 130, 35. I don't know if it did that. Tank is an anomaly. Here's why. He does tremendous gates. He's not a pay-per-view attraction. You know who did tremendous gates?
Why is that? His opponents?
You know what? Because he's not cultivating a white suburban crowd. His crowd, when you look at the fights, is an urban crowd. It's a black crowd. Let's face it. I know a guy who's in the business that was in Brooklyn, and he said to me, white people were scarce in a Southern Baptist church, is what he said. So there you go.
Scared of who? They were scared of what? Go to a Tank fight?
No, not scared. They were scattered, very few. One here, one there, one here. Not scared. Scattered. One here, one there. It's an urban crowd. Period. And it's great. He's developed a great urban following. That's carrying the ticket sales, the site. Great gates, tremendous. But he's not becoming a pay-per-view attraction, because people that buy pay-per-view want him to fight real people. The people that are going to the fights consider it a big event and a night out. Okay? And because he's Tank Davis. The people are buying on pay-per-view have a different view of it. They want him to fight somebody real. Remember one thing. It's very hard to sell pay-per-view when the fight shouldn't be on pay-per-view. It should be on a regular Showtime. There's your answer.
That's true, but their whole building process right now is to have him fight from here on out. You know, he's been fighting on
On
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view, yeah, but
So he's going to have some fights that doesn't belong on
well,
pay-per-view.
the fact that he's on pay-per-view is helping drive up his gates. Okay, because it looks like a bigger event. It's a bigger deal, and they can't stay home and watch it on TV. So it's helping them drive up the gate. So that it's doing, but it's not resulting in actual pay-per-view sales.
So how did he correct that? Does he stay with Floyd Mayweather? Did he re-sign or what? Because I don't know. I don't know if he re-signed or
obviously you're doing something wrong. What I would do if I had him, I'd go on free TV on CBS, which CBS owns Showtime. I go on free CBS and have him fight dirt cheap one time for everybody to see. Put it in Atlanta where he'll draw a lot of people, okay, and create a lot of excitement. And then people will switch over and buy him on pay-per-view when they want to see him the next time, hopefully, and I think they would. But they don't want to take a step backwards to go 5 steps forward. That's their mentality.
So outside of Canelo, who would you say is a better pay-per-view fighter than Gervonta? Would you say Errol
Nobody.
Spence? Who?
No. Well, no. He only did. He flubbed out the last time he was Ugas. He was a flub out. No. I would think right now the only one is Canelo. Right now. Fury is with the right dance partner, but you can't put him on at mid-afternoon, okay, on an app on pay-per-view and then have a shitty undercard over in the UK. That doesn't work like that. But over here, he would be an attraction on pay-per-view. But Canelo is the true attraction on pay-per-view here. And Anthony Joshua is too, I would guess, but not like Canelo, obviously.
Yeah, it's not too many dance partners at heavyweight no more. Outside of Wilder, you know, I know people waiting for Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, but there's not too many names Tyson Fury can fight that's going to do good numbers in it.
No, you're right, 100%.
So tell me, you know, the Canelo situation, him moving up. Do you think he moved up and felt deep down inside that, you know, Dimitri Bivol was a tough competition, or did he feel that he was a cherry pick?
No, he felt he was tough competition. It was just the wrong style. Okay, well, he wasn't too big. He is very good, Bivol. We all knew that going in. But here's what I felt: I saw Bivol fight in his 7 prior fights. 6 of them went the distance in a row, and the 7th before that was a 12th round stoppage over Sullivan Barrera. It doesn't put fear in anybody, and everybody saw him box and go forward and box. Now he moved around, jumped in and out with a completely different style, and that totally befuddled Canelo, and he had no plan B. That's all there was to it. It's that simple. He befuddled him.
How can you be with Eddie Reynoso and don't have a plan B, Rick? How does that work?
Because he's overrated. Oscar Valdez just lost. Julio Cesar Martinez. Those 3 guys lost right in a row in big fights. And Ryan Garcia and Frank Sanchez both left him. The undefeated heavyweight and Ryan Garcia, the undefeated lightweight. Eddie's having a really bad year. I'll leave it like that.
So would you say he's having a bad year just because he's putting his entire emphasis in training Canelo, or
no?
Because Ryan Garcia left too now. Yeah,
it's falling apart at the seams for Eddie. I mean, Eddie's going to the bank. Don't get me wrong. Nobody has to hold a charity for him, but he's having about the worst years you can have as a trainer.
Interesting. So his primary fighter is Canelo Alvarez. He has a skeleton crew over there, and Oscar Valdez, I suppose.
Well, I've got other guys too, but not the names. Ryan Garcia and Frank Sanchez was supposed to become something, you know. So, and probably still will be, but it just won't be with Eddie Reynoso.
What about the Jamal Charlo situation? You know, we've been hearing back and forth on whether he was going to move up to 68. How do you see him moving up to 68?
He wasn't injured. They're full of shit. He can't make the weight. He tried, and he's weight trained, and he couldn't shed the weight. That's
How
all.
do you see him stepping in there with David Benavidez once he does come back?
Gets destroyed. Destroyed. Gets walked right through. It would be like like an 18-wheeler hitting a bug hitting the front of an 18-wheeler.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad, Rick. For real.
It will.
Damn.
It will. The only reason why it would last is he'd run and hold, and it would get ugly. But it's one-way traffic.
Oh, so he having issues. He did look pretty heavy when we seen him show up his brother Jamel fight against Brian Castano. He did look kind of heavy. He looked like a light heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You might be right.
He actually looked like a cruiser to me, to be honest with you. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. He had weight problems. That's how boxing is, man. There's so much going on. You know what I'm saying? In a way, he finally went in there and defeated Nonito Donaire the other night. He's a unified champion down there. So his last belt is John Casimiro down there.
No. Paul Butler, Casimiro's not champion anymore. They stripped him for the weight issue, 2 weight issues in a row, and Paul Butler won the vacant title, and he's the champ. And he's from England. He'll be fighting more. He's with Pro Bellum. He's managed by my friend Joe Gallagher, and more than likely, he'll be fighting him next.
So he would be the next victim.
It's very well said. Victim is the perfect word.
So will he give a little fight, or will he, fold like cornflake?
I don't know if anybody could fold like cornflake. 1 punch in the first round. Yeah, it could happen. Could be a cornflake knockout.
Yeah, Monster, he looked impressive against Donaire. I see him unifying the division. I just, as I said, I did some lives, and I was like, I can't understand why there are all these divisions unifying and becoming undisputed, but yet we can't get a fight at welterweight. Why do you think that is? It's politics? They don't have the money? What's the deal with that?
We got to see. It's been politics, but we'll see if the money's there now. Crawford's willing to. Crawford, there's no other side of the street right now. So let's see if Heyman puts up the money. It's put up and shut up time.
Well, wasn't it an offer for $100 million for Jamal Charlo, and Errol Spence? 45 for Jamal Charlo if Canelo fight him. And
so it was all BS. All BS.
It was all BS.
Never. Yeah, more LDBC shit. Yep.
But
they sit in their mother's basement and they dream up shit. I'm telling you.
But Tom Brown came out with it, Rick.
What's that?
Tom Brown came out with the information.
Where's the money coming from?
I don't know. That's where you lose me. I don't know. I have no idea.
$100 million for those two? Let me just give you an idea about something what people don't get. Okay, 2 Americans.
Yeah.
Okay, is not selling pay-per-view not selling foreign TV. No revenues, 0. Practically, there'll be a little revenue. I mean, something, but 5,000 here, 20,000 here, 50,000 here. Okay, it adds up to 300,000. You get what was Pacquiao, a Fury fight, a Canelo fight, a Nui fight. Oh my God, the foreign TV revenues will rock your socks. Yeah. You need your own CPA to add up all the money.
Yeah.
So what would Spence and Jamal Charlo do on foreign TV alone? Nothing. 2 Americans, the Mexicans are the big Mexican Americans and Mexican nationals that live in the U.S. are the biggest buyers of pay-per-view. Statistically a fact. Okay, where's the Mexican heritage there in that fight? 0. Won't do those kind of numbers.
They live in Texas.
What's that?
Mal Charlo, they live in Texas, so they got a little bit of footprint.
Yeah, come on. Seriously, they're not supporting those 2 guys. Just it doesn't work. Spence lives in Texas. They're not supporting those 2 guys in a main event on pay-per-view. Just not.
Wow. What is something that interests you the most right now in boxing there, Rick? I know you hear a lot. I know you have some backstories. Talk to me.
There's nothing in particular that my main concern is My main concern is just doing what I do every day, and providing quality supplemental service to the boxing business worldwide, and just keep doing what I'm doing. I hear a lot of stuff, but so much you hear, you say, "Oh my God, that isn't going to really happen." You can't. There's not enough money to go. You just know. TV networks, deals, all kinds of stuff. Somebody's with a different TV. One's with the Zone, one's with ESPN, one's with Heyman and Showtime, one's with the. You have to know the science, you have to know the business of boxing, and you have to know the politics, and know some of these fights aren't coming together. They're just not. It just doesn't happen that way. We're not that lucky.
So it's nothing outside of what we talked about. Like, you have Shakur Stevenson in limbo out there for his next fight. I know you mentioned him moving up to 135 potentially.
Yeah, he'll stay one or two more fights at this weight division, and try to unify, but they probably won't. I mean, Joe Cardina from Wales, he's not unifying with Shakur. There's no way. It draws big crowds now. Wales needs a national hero. They haven't had one since Calzaghe retired on November 8th of 2008. They need a national hero over there for boxing over in Wales, and he's the guy. He's the guy. So, why would he fight Shakur Stevenson and lose? I know he could land that lucky punch like he did the other day. That wasn't luck, but if it lands on Shakur, it's going to be lucky, because it ain't landed. That same punch ain't landed on Shakur.
Yeah.
Don't count on that happening.
His defense is thorough. Hey,
yeah.
Do you think we're going to get Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua? What's the deal going on with that?
Yeah, August 20th, it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm.
Why over there? I mean, once again, you don't have two Americans.
That's where the money is.
That's where the money at?
That's where the money is. Uh-huh.
So it'd be much more difficult to take two Americans who are big over here, name-wise, and take them over to Saudi, right? Like, could Spence and Crawford fight over in Saudi?
No. Who's going to come watch them?
I mean,
if each guy drew 2,500 people from America, their fans, diehards. Remember, it's a lot of money to go over to Saudi Arabia. You're talking about $15,000 a person.
They'll be forced to PPV. They'll be forced to buy PPV because they can't go over there physically unless you're with the team.
Yeah, no. I 100% agree with that, but it's still not going to do more than 500,000 buys.
Okay.
Don't see it. It does 550 maybe. Yeah, okay, fine. But it's not going to do 1 million buys. I heard one guy say it's going to be 1.4 million and 1.5 million. And Mayweather and Pacquiao did this. Come on, please. Oh my God.
I was just asking because
just to do yourself a favor. When you're talking to these LBDC guys, one-on-one, just say to them, ask them, do you buy the pay-per-view, or are you illegally getting it? Are you stealing it? Oh man, motherfucker, I steal it. I said, well, there you go. But you're supporting your fighter?
They didn't tell you they were stealing. LDBC didn't tell you they were stealing no PPVs, man. They're gonna be on your helmet.
They would tell each other, yeah, I stole it. You stole it too, didn't you? Oh, all the time I see it. It's funnier than hell.
Hey, they saying you have in the chat. They say you have an infatuation with the LDBC.
Absolutely. I like to take them son of bitches to dinner. Okay, all of them, get them all gathered up into one spot and take them to dinner. I want to hear how their mind ticks away from Twitter and see what they really say. So we'll see. They all say I'm racist. I mean, it's sort of comical.
Yeah. Hey, we still waiting on some of these upcoming fights to take place. We desperate for something special to happen again. What do you see that Canelo and Triple G? Will it happen? Do you even care that Canelo is fighting Triple G again?
Oh yeah. I like the fight. It's definitely happening in September. I like it. I got no problem with it at all.
I mean, as old as he's gotten, though, Rick. I mean, why? What are we looking at? What are we waiting on?
Well, it's like it goes like this. It's the closing of a door. If Canelo wins, it's over. That's all there is to it. If GGG is lucky enough to win, then they can fight again. but I don't figure GGG is going to win. It's at 168 pounds. It is he's 40. The other guy's in his prime. GGG's right there to be hit. You don't have to look for him like he did B-ball. And he's right there, normal size guy. I just think that I think they're going in two opposite directions. One's going north and one's going south.
Do you know much of about Jaron Ennis? You know the new breed, so to speak, that's at welterweight. Because while we wait, Rick, for the unification, Jaron Ennis, he's right there for the mandatory for Spence. But also, he's a young lion that's at the door. What have you heard about him?
Well, what I think is, whoever wins, here's what I think. I think whoever wins the undisputed welterweight championship, will move up to 54, at least for a fight or two. Let's see what happens. They'll let Ennis take the belt. There's not enough money in an Ennis fight to make it worthwhile, and go on down the road. But I do think there's a lot better chance of Crawford fighting Ennis if he beats Spence than if Spence was to win. He's not fighting Boots Ennis. No way, no hell. No way.
You said it'd be a lopsided affair, huh?
Well, Ennis is a welterweight trapped in a middleweight's body.
So he's going to campaign at welterweight. He's going to have a short campaign at welterweight once he get the title. Then he's going to probably go to 54 anyway. That's what you saying?
Correct. He'll win his first title, and he'll move up. He won't be around at that weight very long.
What do you think about the 154-pound division? Erickson Lubin going in there, Sebastian Fundora. I ain't have a chance to talk to you about that fight. That was a lot of damage, huh?
That was a weird fight. That was like, it was just a fight that shouldn't have happened on either guy's part. They should have had some common sense, and they should have went in two different directions with the multiple organizations. And one went a BC route, one went a BA or IBF or WBO. But what way? That was really dumb. That was dumb on both their parts, because remember, Fundora was on the deck too. That took a lot out of him in that fight.
Correct, but he was on the brink of getting a title shot. So they matched Lubin ever since his knockout.
Well, remember something
back in the picture too.
Right. But if they would have turned down the fight, if either guy would have turned down the fight, they would have both said, we don't want to fight each other. Fundora would have got his shot anyways. Lubin could have went a different direction, or Lubin could have waited and he took a shot. It was a dumb fight for both guys. They took too much out of each guy, in my opinion. Don't forget, that was a rugged fight even for the winner. That's not a good sign.
I mean, that was bound to happen with Fundora. The way he fights on the inside, that was bound to happen.
Of course. No, Scotty, no question about it in my mind. You're exactly right. You said it properly.
I'm hoping that somehow, some way, we can wake up the middleweight division. Man, it's just so
you can't with the people in it. It's not the division. It's the idiots in it. That's all there is to it.
One of them. Okay, so Triple G goes up and loses at 168.
Right, he goes back to 60. He's still champ. Yeah, still champ. Yeah.
Okay. Even though they haven't fought each other, Mal Charlo, rather, he never fought Triple G. Triple G fought Murata, who was out of the sport for a couple of years, and then Demetrius Andrade, whatever he's doing, he's moving up to 68.
He don't know what he's doing. He don't know if he's eating a pizza or a hot dog.
Okay. Well, hey, hopefully it's organic pizza and hot dog. You know what I'm saying? Because he still got to make that weight whenever he come off his injury.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. So what's next for you on the horizon there? How are you and Freeway Rick doing?
Oh, he's good. What's his name just won? Anthony Peterson just won. We're happy with that. He looked great. He, as he said, I'm a 37-year-old with a 27-year-old's body, timing, reflexes, and mind. He looked great. Remember, a guy doesn't drink, smoke, do drugs. He's always in the gym. He's looking great. That's all there is to it.
He only got one loss, right?
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all free and clear with Anthony now with all that mumble jumble that was going on earlier?
All over with. Glaser,
Okay.
Glaser 1, Fina 0.
Oh, snap. I didn't know that. Okay. I remember me and you was talking about it back then. You know what I'm saying?
Freeway 1, really, Freeway 1, Sarah, nothing, because I don't have a contract. I'm just helping Freeway, advising Freeway. So, she was she was out of line, you know what I mean? Totally. And she can disparage me as much as she wants. 31 years of continued service to this business at a Hall of Fame level. I'll take my credentials over hers any day.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of the Hall of Fame, they got the Hall of Fame going to NYC this weekend.
Actually, it's not in NYC. It's downstate, 5.5 hours from New York City. But that being said, it's in Canastota, of course. I'm not going. It's 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes from my house, and I'm not going. I have other plans this weekend. People coming if I'm out of town. My wife's friends, their husbands, they're other couples.
Yeah.
And my wife said to me, not this year. It's going to be too many people. You said, you're right, honey. Don't worry. We'll do the social thing. So I have no problem with it at all.
Yeah, because they're actually bringing in the 21 class too, and the 2020.
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah,
Yep.
That is going to be crowded for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to have something else on the horizon, what you got going on besides Anthony Peterson, right?
Well, that's Freeway. I got just a lot of stuff going on. I got a guy fighting in Dubai, and I put a guy in a fight in Saudi Arabia. I put another guy fight. I'm doing deals every day, but they're not like anything great to talk about. I mean, it's not like it's a mega fight. Just good 10-round fights. Stuff like that. Nothing earth shattering.
Okay. Hey,
just normal everyday business. That's all.
You saw Jamel Charlo win that Brian Castano fight. What do you think should be next for him? At 154.
It looks like it's going to be Tim Tszyu, Costa Tszyu's son. It looks like that way.
He say he's gonna have his dad a Zab Judah moment. That's what Tim Tszyu said. He's gonna have a Zab Judah moment where his father hurt Zab and stopped him.
Listen, that guy's heavy-handed. Don't be surprised. Anything can happen in that fight. Is Charlo the favorite? Yeah, because of experience. He's a proven guy. He's physically bigger in the ring, but that son of a bitch has got tremendous balance. Tszyu, he's very strong. He's very accurate. He's a great body puncher, and he keeps his hands in nice placement. And that's going to be a fight. No joke. That's no walk in the park.
You didn't think he was a bit mediocre against Terrell Gausha, though? Like, he really didn't go in there and...
Nah, not really. No, not really. It was a good, decent performance. That wasn't bad. Don't forget, Gausha is a B+ fighter. He was a former world title challenger. He's an Olympian. He's no joke. That was great. That was a great American debut. Let's put it that way to you. It was more fight than I would have let my fighter fight. Put it that way to you. If I had Tszyu, the #1 contender. So it was a good win.
And you have in the light heavyweight division, you have Artur Beterbiev fighting Joe Smith, and then next week, and also you have an undercard that's going on. You have Jahad Tucker. He stepped in there for his 8th professional fight.
Yeah, he can fight. He's a good fighter. I think that Joe Smith and Beterbiev is going to be World War III. I don't think it's going to be one-way traffic like everybody thinks it does for Beterbiev. Joe Smith can punch. He's strong, got real good balance, and he's very strong. He's in great shape. He's tough, and I think it's going to be a fight.
So you think he'll fare much better than he did against Bivol, right? Didn't he lose?
Oh, yeah. He's a much better fighter now than he was then. And don't forget, But Turbiev's not boxing. Bivol boxing. This guy's coming to bang. Turbiev, and so does Joe Smith. This is like two Rams colliding.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
it's a great fight. It's what boxing's all about.
Styles make fights, especially these two styles right here.
That's for
fight.
Is that undisputed?
That's just for unified.
Unified,
because
right?
Bivol has the WBA.
That's right. Yep.
Joe has the WBO, so the WBC and the IBF. That's what Turbiev have. So it should be a good fight, and we got Trevor Bryant and Daniel Dubois coming up. Hey,
watch this. See this right here? We'll just open just a little bit where I can see. That's gonna be Trevor Bryant's family.
So that's the contrary there, Rick, because I saw Trevor Bryant on the interview with, I forgot who it was. I think it was True School. I'm not sure.
Almost positive was because he's real tight. Brendan's real tight with Stacy McKinley, the trainer of Trevor Bryant. So he goes to all the gym. He goes to the gym and sees the guy work out all the time, and they're all good friends. So probably is.
Trevor said, I like Trevor. I did an interview with him. Shout out to Sean. But he said it's going to be a tough outing for Daniel Dubois. Because Daniel's think he's going to run over him. It's going to be the only
way it's going to be tough is if what's tough about the fight is if Dubois can't find the entrance to the ring around the crowd or something like that. That might be the toughest part of the fight. I've seen that happen before where the guy doesn't know where to go in.
You think he stops, or you think Dubois stops Brian?
Listen, that famous line in Chicago that Richard, what's his name, the mayor said of Chicago years ago, vote early and vote often. Well, okay, this is knocked down and knocked down and knocked out. I mean, Trevor's got hard. He'll get up once or twice, but he's going to get destroyed over early.
Wow. Interesting. Man.
Different league.
And that's the only champion over here, the heavyweight champion over here with the WBA regular title over here in the U.S.
Yeah, it's
Jamaican,
be,
right? Yeah.
It's going to, what's that?
I think Trevor Bryant's Jamaican, I think.
I think he's born in America, but I think of Jamaican roots. Okay. I believe. He got no prayer. Seriously. No prayer. I don't see it. Unless something's totally goes wacky, I just don't see it. I mean, could something happen? Yeah. It's a fair fight. They're both wearing 10-ounce gloves, but the speed difference, the size difference, the strength difference, the balance, the accuracy. Dubois is a real deal. Forget about he broke his eye socket with Joe Joyce. It was a great fight. He was ahead on the scorecards at the time. It just happened. The guy could fight.
Okay. Do you communicate with anybody at Probellum? Do you know what they're trying to do at the 140 with Regis and everything?
Yeah, I do business with Probellum. Great organization, great bunch of guys. Harrison Whitman, Eric Winter, Richard Schaefer, Alex Schaefer, Anthony Catanzaro, all quality people. The lawyer, Dominic McKean, just great people, really. They're a pleasure to do business with. Very, very enjoyable. And what are they doing with Regis Progress? He just fought on March 18th or 19th. In Dubai. I saw him fight. They're waiting for the WBA to make a decision on who's fighting for the vacant title and who's fighting next. It sounds like they're going to do like a mini tournament, and he would be in that mini tournament more than likely.
Will he, being that he was a former WBA champion, should he get any type of favoritism, a bye or whatever?
In boxing? It's all politics. No. I don't think so.
He fought Ivan Redcash down here, and then he fought the guy in Dubai.
Yeah, so, I think he'll be fighting. I think he'll be one of the fighters chosen. They might flip a hat, draw straws. Who knows what they're going to do? WBA, you never know what they're going to do. Come on, you got 6 minutes to go. You better get tougher with these questions.
Hey, do you think that Teofimo Lopez is going to be world champion up there at 140?
Well, I think he will be because there's 4 titles, and they might wait for him to get a vacant title. They might wait for him to get a vacant title, something like that. But he will, I think, yes. Even though he can't box well, he's short for the weight class. But I think he will. Yep.
I think it's a lot going on in 140. You know, you have Teofimo Lopez,
Oh,
Gary Antoine Russell, Subriel Matias. You know, I mean,
You
you
forgot to
have some
mention
good
Josh
names.
Taylor. I mean, you got Jose Ramirez. You got a whole
Well,
bunch
I
of
thought
guys.
Josh Taylor was moving to 47 though.
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
he's fighting Jose Cepeda next, but after that, probably after he fights Cepeda, or that fight isn't happening.
They don't know yet. Nobody knows anything yet. Everybody
Okay,
wants to see the shakeout from the WBA, what they do.
yeah. All right, hey, Mr. Rick Glaser. Hey, thank you for stopping through once again, World Combat Sports. It's always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for your time. Tell the wife once again, you know what I'm saying, give her my greetings. And
Thank
you
you.
all
I
be safe
will.
over there. Stay COVID free.
She's right here. She's right here.
Hi.
She waved to you, Scotty. Hey, anybody wants to follow me? Twitter at Real Rick Glaser 1. There's a couple fake Rick Glaser accounts out there. I've got like 4,400 followers. And also, I like to say, give a shout out to the ProBoxTV.com app. It's $1.99 a month. Live, great, excellent fights. Paulie and Malinaji and Roy Jones on podcasts, and everything is like it's $18 a year, $1.99 a month. So you can't beat it. I think I was the first guy to sign up. So
Okay, I like
there
that.
you go.
All
It's
right.
been a
Hey,
pleasure, Scotty.
appreciate
Anytime
it.
you like.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thank you for pulling up.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye now.
All right. Yo, thank everybody for stopping through and interacting in the chat. I know Mitch was going off. But shout out to Rick Blaze for pulling up again, you know what I'm saying, stopping through and dropping the knowledge. Hey, you can pull knowledge from anybody, you know what I'm saying, if you choose to. I'm pretty sure a lot of people got something from this live. I'm serious. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all learned some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mitch, you try to get him on the October, but he told you it was contractually agreed upon. You got to give him. He was sharp. He was sharp on the counter there, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? He was sharp on the counter. Shout out to Showtime Shaw News on deck with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be sure to sub to Showtime Shaw News, man. You know, he's about to go into the battlefields with Jahad Tucker. Shout out to Team Jahad Tucker. It's going down next week. Top Rank is going down in NYC. He's stepping into the ring once again on the undercard of Artur Beterbiev and Joe Smith, the main event. You know what I'm saying? He would be stepping in there with DeAndre Smith. I think that's his name. You know, he's from down my way, Decatur, I believe. But yeah, he's going to be going in there with a tough opponent. It's going to be a tough fight for both of these guys. But, you know, Team Tucker's ready. I'm pretty sure DeAndre is going to be ready. But check it out next week, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be on and popping. Man, hey, what it is, bitch. You can't let them tag along with your mental thought process like that, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot to toe. There you go, Team Tucker, June 18th. We marching. You know what I'm saying? Team Tucker back on deck. And you know, hearing Rick talk about the fight, Beterbiev and Smith, yeah, I believe it. You know, stylistically, that's going to be a clash right there. That's going to be a clash. I don't know if it's going to last. I don't know. You know, like Beterbiev, the way he broke down Marcus Brown, I can't compare Marcus Brown to Joe Smith, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. He broke him down, got the stoppage. Will he have such an easy go? It's according to the game plan that Beterbiev had. It's definitely it's up to the game plan. We know how game plans play out. We think because that one fighter fought, Marcus Brown that way, and Marcus Brown fight him that way, then you're gonna put, okay, well, head to him with Joe Smith. He's gonna fight Joe Smith the same way he did Marcus Brown. It just can't be that way. But there's gonna be a very good clash, man. Championship showcase. Like I said, but Turbiev has the WBC and the IBF title, and Joe Smith has the WBO title. And of course, Dimitri Bivol, who's now on the pound for pound list, he has the WBA light heavyweight title. I know, man. Hey, I don't even. That's not coming to mind. That's totally his lane that he's in right there. I don't have an issue with the LDBC or what they got going on. That's not even the lane I'm in. But it is what it is. I just have to focus on what we got going on, over on this side of the tracks. What else did I want on my way out? What else was it? What did I have? I totally forgot. It was something he said about, what was it? I wanted to definitely ask him about Devin Haney. He gave his assessment of Team Haney, and also provided some type of alternative for George Kambosos. If George Kambosos chooses not to fight a rematch with Devin Haney, then that makes it very interesting as to who Devin Haney is going to fight next. Ultimately, Bob Arum does have, that power, that authority to get with those people and see what's next. I mean, come on, we're talking about Bob Arum. We're talking about top rank. They can shake and move and make some things happen. If no one wants to see Kambosos in the rematch with Devin, and they don't want to make that fight, even though it's contractual, I don't know. Because in one sense, I'm hearing they can't do shit about it. And then on the other hand, the conversation is like, well, Kambosos, if he don't want to fight, then they can move on to this. I'm pretty sure something's going to come up. Like I told you in the live, an injury, whatever. Anything can come up. I don't think he's going to be on the shelf waiting for Kambosos to come back in this much anticipated rematch like we doing Triple G and Canelo. I don't see that being the case. I think he'll move on to fight somebody better, and then we'll keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up with it, man. Shout out to Team Haney once again, doing the damn thing. Shout out to all the fighters that was able to get those belts for Undisputed recently. We just lay in wait and see what the decision is going to be coming up with Crawford Spence. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Big shout out to Rick Glaser for pulling up. I'm out. Turn up and tune in.